Alright guys, let's get it rolling. It's Monday, and let's get it rolling slowly, because it's Monday. I'm doing good, Lolly. How you doing? Sup, dude? Hi, Gertrudis. Welcome, newbies. That's for you guys. Newbies are the people who are new to the stream, so we call them newbies. I guess I could call you other guys oldies, but that doesn't sound very nice. But newbies is totally cool. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Yeah, it's gonna be like that. We're gonna do some passives today. We're gonna make sure you know what's going on when we do that whole switching thing. I'm gonna keep you up to date. Where am I? I'm in beautiful, lovely downtown Vancouver, where the temperature is a lot cooler than usual. We were going through like a heat wave here, and now it's back to normal. I'm doing good. Everyone else seems to be doing all right. Nihal, what's up? What's up, Nihal? A little wave for you. All right, so that's what we're gonna get into today. As always, you're tuning into Smrt English, keeping you SMRT smart. Kareem the Dream is right there. We all love Kareem's Dream Stream, and he'll be back in September. So if you're waiting, like, who's this guy here? Who's this white man talking to us? Well, I'm Kareem's buddy, so I'm like his sidekick. So Kareem's the man. I'm just along for the ride. All right, so here's what we're going to get into, and I'm going to start you off. Wait a second. Let me do it. I'm going too fast. Let me slow down here and do some shout-outs to my peeps. That's the expression of the day. Shout-outs to my peeps. Jerome, hello, how you doing? Hanu, hello, how you doing? Lolly's in the house. Lolly's in the house. She was a little late today. She's usually number 1, but she was number 3 today. You're slipping, Lolly. You're slipping. Elisa, hello, Elisa. Eliza, Elisa, how are you doing? Pilar's back. Hello, Pilar, how you doing? I saw Gertrudis was in the house. Hello, Gertrudis, how you doing? Oscar's in here. Yeah, Oscar's new. Well, that's cool, Oscar. That was for you. The newbies thing was for you, buddy. So welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream. See, you know I'm talking too much when I just stop. Jose, what's up, Jose? How you doing? Law-abiding citizen. I'm glad we have one in the house. That's amazing. Saeed, what's up, buddy? Nihal, what's up? Nihal, Nihal. Who else is in here? Costas is in the house. What's up, Costas? How you doing, buddy? Hello, Judith. How you doing? These are our veterans. We got the veteran crew is here. Lolly's in the house. Pilar. These are all guys. So if you guys have any questions, don't even ask me. Just go ask them. Judith and Pilar and Lolly. They're all the normals here. Okay, the usual suspects. So ask them questions. Just don't worry about me. They'll do all my work for me. Safari King. Awesome. What's up, Safari King? I hope you had a good safari. Dina's in the house. What's up, Dina? How you doing? Giovanni. Giovanni must be Italian. And all right, there we go. Let's see. Oh, Judith has enjoyed my book recommendation. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Don't wait till you finish before you thank me for that book. Thank you so much for giving the recommendation on the book Sapiens. Yeah, I bought the book on this weekend in an ebook version with a great price. That is a damn good price. Oh, I swore. $3.99 is a really good price for that book. Anyways, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's talk later once you've finished it and once that book has literally like shaken your world, because that could happen. Yeah, it's a good topic. I agree. All right, so I'm going to jump in to what we're going to go here. So if you've done the passives before, I'm going to try to give you a few harder ones later as well. So what I'm going to do, but before we do that, let's warm up. We love to warm up, and we have a question of the day. So let's throw that. Hello, Mariam. How you doing? Come on in here. Question of the day is this, and I've been told very smartly that I just need to increase this text size rather than I'm always zooming in and making a mess of things. You notice how teachers just talk to themselves? They just can go on and like, yeah, I'll talk to myself. I'll tell myself what I'm doing. It's a teacher thing. What's up, Better? How you doing, buddy? Come on in. All right, so here's the question of the day. Let's start it off like that. Let me zoom in on this mother. There we go. That's better. That looks way better. What is an important lesson in life that you were taught by someone important? Okay, that's your question. Give us an answer. Explain your answer. Explain the important life lesson and your answer. That's what I want you to do. Okay? So before we do that, we're going to do some serious talk. Let's talk. Ziad's also a veteran. What's up, Ziad? Ask him any questions. Don't ask Kent any questions, okay? Kent's on hiatus. He's on summer vacay, so he doesn't want to work his brain too hard. Link, yes, the link. Of course, thank you, Judith, for keeping me organized. So if you guys are new, you've never done this craziness before, this is how we do it. Here's the lesson we're going to be working on today. I'm going to put it in the chat, and now you can take that and you can open it up and you can follow everything that we're working on today. Very nice of me. I'm going to do all the answers for you, and then all you have to do is take the document away and you will have it for forever. Khalil, you're not really late because I didn't see you come into the classroom until you announced it. So you're on time, buddy. You're doing fine. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's start with this one. What is an important lesson in life that you were taught by someone important? Explain the important life lesson and your answer. So why was that so profound for you? Why was that such an important thing? Good question. What's an important life lesson that I was taught? I got lots, and it's funny when somebody asks you just can't think of them, but I've got quite a few life lessons that helped me out. Here's one. So I'll go first. I learned just from being alive, and most importantly from working with international students who were trying to learn English and hanging out with interesting people at my work. My coworkers are pretty crazy dudes and dudettes. They're pretty interesting people, and they're very diverse people. So the one thing I've learned, if you don't like someone, it's not because they're black, they're gay, they're Brazilian, they're, you know what I mean? They're yellow, purple, or brown. You don't like people because you don't match with their personality, right? So this guy could be, like, because I have friends who are black, brown, red, white, all different colors. I got a friend who's pink. And the thing I learned about it, it doesn't matter if you're different skin color, male, female, gay, straight, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. None of that's important. The only thing that matters is, do you connect with that person, right? And if you connect, then you change your perspective about everybody. And you're like, wow, wait a second. I know, I used to think that these people were weird, but that's because I never met an interesting person that I could connect with. So that's an important life lesson that I was taught. Nobody taught me that life lesson. Life taught me that lesson. Like just walking around and experiencing life. So that's my important life lesson. I hope that wasn't too heavy for you on a Monday. Chemicals, what? What's going on? What's going on? Anyways, I hope that wasn't too heavy for you on a Monday, but that's some pretty serious life stuff. And people are people. And if you don't like someone, it's not because of any particular reason. It's because you just don't get along with that person. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying? Talk to me if you know what I'm saying. Or better yet, give me your important life lesson. I think I've shut everybody up. That was too serious, right? Ziad's got one. Here we go. I was taught a lesson, but it wasn't by an important person. The lesson was to never lend money to someone who you had lent to before and didn't pay you back. That's just, you'll learn that lesson pretty quickly, right? Like, if don't lend money to people who don't pay you back. That's a good life lesson. And you can walk away with that and be a smarter person because of it. Law-abiding citizen, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Thug life, it's just something that chooses you. Yeah, you're right. Gangster. Mokhtar, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Saeed, the topic later, after we do this important life stuff, the topic of the day is passive sentences. So if you don't know how to do a passive, you will be a black belt by the end of today. So this is what we're going to get to after. We're going to look at why we use them, how we use them, and for you guys who've done them already, I'm going to try to challenge you guys with a little bit, some more difficult ones as well. Okay, so JPED, what's up? He says, in these days, it is really important to respect cultural diversity. I agree with that. That's a good thing. Gertrudis, the most important lesson in life that I learned in the past, and I tried to teach my daughter, is don't judge a book by its cover. Great life lesson. Yeah, for sure. There's a book, and you just kind of look at the outside, so don't judge people, right? People, you don't know that person. And that's the same thing, kind of like what I was talking about as well. You kind of get an opinion about people. Don't judge them right away. Open the book, the person, flip through the pages, get a feel for them, try to understand that person, and it'll be better for you. Yeah, bruh, that's the lesson. All right, so here we go. You guys seem to be waiting for me, so let's jump in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys this to start off with. I would like you guys to do this. Read the following story and answer the questions below. So why don't I just throw this up on the screen and we'll read it together. I'll put a few sentences in here. So let me throw this in the chat so you guys can get on it as well. Oh, here we go. Now some answers are coming. Okay, there's just a little internet delay. So here we go. Pilar says, the most important thing I have learned is to have compassion with others. That's a good life lesson. Judith, before say something off the cuff, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to do that more often. I speak a little bit too spontaneously, but it's kind of part of my personality. Saeed, knowing new people from all walks of life. No, that just all walks of life. Yeah, good advice as well. Meet a lot of people, you learn quite a bit, right? Okay, so I'm going to jump in here. So I'm going to give you a story. I would like you to read the following story and answer the questions below. So I'm going to slowly put this story into the chat. So that's part 1. And this is part 2. Get in there. Come on. Where is it going? It's not working. Too many words. Let's go here. Okay. And then I'll read this also. Go ahead and start reading this. And I will get to it right away. So this is what I'd like you to read, this wonderful little story that I've written. Oops. And here we go. And I'll throw the questions up as well. All right, so let's go. So at 11 p.m. last night, the police were called by a neighbor to investigate a situation. A small black and white mouse named Mickey, you know this mouse, named Mickey, was found unconscious. Oh dear Lord, what happened to Disney? Was found unconscious outside his California mansion. It appears that he had been attacked as he was walking up to his front door after returning home from work. A large black dog with long flappy ears was seen by a gardener leaving the mouse's mansion earlier that night. The attacker was said to have run away after hearing the sound of the neighbors coming to investigate the noise. The mouse was taken to a hospital where he will be questioned later on. Okay, so that's my wonderful story. And now the other thing you need to do is answer a few questions. Oops, let's make those a little bigger. And the questions are here. So number 1. So read that story again and try to answer a few of these questions. I'll put them here because there are a few. All right, so first question. So after you read that story, tell me, who called the police? Question number 2, who found Mickey? Number 3, who attacked Mickey? Number 4, who saw a large black dog? Number 5, who said the attacker ran away? Number 6, who took Mickey to the hospital? And number 7, who will question Mickey later? And I would like you to do your best and try to answer some of these questions. Some of these questions might be okay, some of them might be not okay. So go ahead and try to answer a few of those questions about that. Okay, so go ahead with that. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Okay, so go ahead. Ziad's on it already. He says the neighbor. So number 2 was the neighbor. Yeah, and if you go back up, what does it say there? Okay, it appears that he, no. Where's number 2? Yeah, so number 2, they were called by a neighbor to investigate. Maybe that was number 1, right? Number 1 was the neighbor. There we go. Judith's got it. So number 1, police were called by a neighbor. Good. So we got the answer for number 1. That's good. That's good. All right. Number 3, Zia, the dog with long flappy ears. Yeah. So we know the answer for that one. That's good. Okay. So we got 2 answers. We got number 1 and number 3. So good. So I can see you guys are kind of answering the questions that you do know, right? And the other ones, can you tell me a little more? What about number 2? What about number 4? No. We got a few more there. Do your best to answer those questions. Okay, so who called the police? Who found Mickey? So again, a small black and white mouse named Mickey was found unconscious. Oh my God, what happened? Outside his California mansion. So the other one was, who found Mickey? Number 2. Number 3, who attacked Mickey? Number 4, who saw a large black dog? What else we got? Black dog, K, who saw? Number 3. Okay, the dog was seen by a gardener. There we go. Good. We had that answer, right? What else you got? 4, gardener, yeah, okay. So I can see some people are skipping some. Oh, I'm messing up my do here. I can see some people are skipping a few answers, but why? Why are you skipping the answer? Of course, I'm leading up to something that we're going to do here. 5 is unknown. Okay, interesting. Don't know the answer. Number 2, thank you, Ziad, is unknown as well. All right, interesting. Why do we got these unknown answers? And we got a few more. Okay. All right, so I think we got the idea here. So what we're going to do, if you look at the answer, so who called the police? Number 1, the neighbor. We can see the police were called by a neighbor. Number 2, who found Mickey? We don't know, because we just say a small black and white mouse named Mickey was found, but we don't know who found him, right? So number 2 is don't know. Number 3, who attacked Mickey? He had been attacked as he was walking up to his front door. Probably the large black dog with long flappy ears, but we don't know, right? So actually that one is also don't know. Who saw the large black dog? The gardener. We know that, so we got some information. Who took Mickey to the hospital? Do we know the answer? Who took Mickey to the hospital? Do we not know? Or was it, for example, the ambulance? So it could be don't know, or it might be the ambulance. We're not sure. And last one, who will question Mickey later? Who always questions people? Probably the police. All right, so some of these answers we don't know, and some of these answers we do know, right? Because if we have information or we have a guess that we can make what usually happens. So we're going to connect all this stuff to how we use passive sentences. So let me make this a little bigger, and let's start with this. So let's bump that up in size. No, I'm going to keep it this size. I'll just throw it in the chat. So let's get into this here. So today you're going to learn about passive sentences, how to use them. So what I'd like you guys to do is we can go through this, and I'd like you guys to answer some of these questions. So let's go here. So let's start with number 1 here. How can I make that bigger? This one here. Not clear. Almost are unknown. And there's a reason why we're doing this. There's a reason why a lot of them are unknown. So here we go. So we're going to look at the different reasons why we use passive sentences. Okay, so the question we're going to start with is this. Why do we use passive sentences in English? And I'm going to go give you some rules today when you can use it. So look at the sentences and fill in the blanks. That's what we're going to get into right now. All right, so let's start with number 1. So if you look at rule number 1, we got it here. When it is important to, so let's look at these 2 sentences for our example. So this is all we're going to be working on. If you say Carl Benz invented the car, or you say the car was invented by Carl Benz, you can see the information is the same. But what happened is there a switch. We had Carl Benz and we had the car, and they both got switched. And there's some other stuff which happens in there as well, and I'm going to ask you that as well. So what can we see happen? So sometimes we use passive sentences because we want to, what is the answer we want to use here? Because first I had Carl Benz and then I had the car, but then they get switched. So why do we use passive sentences? Because the information is the same, but it's a little bit different. So what would be the answer for that? Why do we use them? What's rule number 1? So rule number 1, we use it when it is important to, who's got the answer? Put it in here as well. Rule number 1, when it is important to what some information. What did I do? When you don't know the action, emphasize. There we go. That's the one I wanted. So if you see this one, all I did was switch. I had invented the car. Carl Benz invented the car, and then I switched it. I said the car was invented by Carl Benz. So number 1, the answer is a really easy one. Sometimes I want to talk about the car. I don't want to talk about Carl Benz. Who cares about Carl Benz? Or maybe he's less important. So number 1, the first answer is when you want to emphasize some information. All right, next one. Take a look at this one here. Next one. One of these sentences is good and one sounds weird. Which one is weird? Which one is strange? If I say, for example, I broke my computer, and my computer was broken by me. Is one of those good and is one of those weird? Which one is good and which one is weird? Give us an answer. Hello, Alex. How you doing? Come on in. So we got those two. I broke my computer, or my computer was broken by me. 2 sounds weird. I agree, Lolly. But why does 2 sound weird? Because it's difficult to know sometimes. Students get like, why? Yeah, it's... So my students were doing these sentences. I was like, wait, that's weird. And I couldn't explain to them why it was weird. So I had to think about it. So why is it weird? Because we always say I broke my computer, but we never say my computer was broken by me. It just sounds weird. Is it because I is more important than computer? I don't think so. I think the reason is because... No. So yeah, so number 2 is the weird one. Yes, everyone's got that. Number 2 sounds weird. And the reason it's weird, I think, is because we have the me and we also have the my. And we never use those things together. It's in a passive sentence. His computer was broken by him. What? No, weird. It sounds weird. Just say he broke his computer. So in these kinds of sentences, when you have I and my, or he and his, or she and her, we never use passive sentences. So just remember that, and I think it's a good rule that will help you later. Okay, so there we go. And I just wrote that rule on your document as well. All right, number 2, rule number 2, and I'll get you to look at these sentences. So here's rule number 2. Finish that rule by looking at these 2 sentences here. Rule number 2 says when we something, the subject. So look at those 2 sentences here. I'll throw them up here. Someone built this house in 1979. Oh, great information. Or this house was built. And you don't have to say by someone. You can just say this house was built in 1979. So what is the second rule? Why do we use passive sentences? What is the reason that we kind of use it? Better. Impersonal passive? Not sure, buddy. I'm not sure what you mean by impersonal passive. But if you look at this one, so the first rule was just to emphasize, right? We just switched some information. But what about this one here? What is the answer? I think it's pretty easy. It's right there. Someone built this house. Answer? What do you guys got? This house was built by someone. Should you say by someone? I don't know. I guess you could. Doesn't make you sound very smart, though, does it? Maybe SMRT smart, not SMRART smart. The doer is not important. Not important who built. Yeah, everybody uses. So I'm not going to say it's not important. I'm going to use that one later. I'm going to say because we don't know. So I'm going to probably do more rules than normal. But I'm going to say because we don't know the subject, we don't know someone, we're not going to say. We're going to delete. So yeah, you're right. Maybe we can think of it as the same way. It's not important, but I'm going to say don't know, right? So if you don't know, don't say. So it sounds weird. Guys, welcome to this building. This building is a very old building. It's very historical. Someone built this building in 1979. It's the worst tour guide ever, right? The guy who doesn't know who built it. So just switch it and then delete by someone. This house was built in 1979, and then you're good. So the question here is, do we need by someone in the sentence? No, we don't need it. We can delete it and just get rid of it. So delete it because you don't know, don't say. Does that make sense? How are we doing here? Mariam's still on the life lessons. That's cool. Life lessons are good. Life taught me everything's which important. Yeah, I agree. All right, so we don't know. So let's go to the next one, number 3. Rule number 3. Here we go. Rule number 3, when we the subject, and it's pretty easy. I think you know what the answer is just by looking at it. So let me look at these 2 here. So rule number 3, when we the subject already because it is clear. The police arrested the man downtown. The man was arrested by the police downtown. So you can see it could be about emphasis as well, but also I don't have to. Batter says where the subject is known or not important. When we know that, yes, when we know the subject already, it's obvious. Gertruda says, well, right. So sometimes we know, everybody knows the police arrest people. And most of the time, you go to the hospital in an ambulance. Not always, but most of the time. So when we use arrest, we don't have to say police because we know police always arrest people. So we can say the man was arrested downtown. We don't need police. So do we need to keep by Sorry, not by someone, by the police is the correct answer here. Do we need to keep by the police in the sentence? No, it's not necessary. It's almost like wasted space. You could just delete it because we know the answer. So sometimes when you don't know the answer, you delete. And sometimes when you know the answer, you delete. So the opposite reason, but the same thing happens. All right, now I'm going to give you another one. And this is the one that you guys were talking about, right? So let's take a look at this one here. Rule number 4, when the subject is da-da-da-da-da-da, and you gave the answer already. So if we look at this one, here's a good example. I need to come up with some more interesting examples. Fletcher Davis invented the hamburger in the 1980s. Thanks, Fletcher. I love hamburgers. The hamburger was invented by Fletcher Davis in the 1980s. So, same thing, right? What do I want to talk about? So I can delete by Fletcher Davis in the sentence. Why? Because the hamburger is more important, and maybe when the subject is not important, like you guys said earlier, we don't need Fletcher Davis. Nobody cares. People just love the hamburger. We don't care, unfortunately, about Fletcher Davis. We just want the hamburger. So do we need to keep Fletcher Davis in the sentence as well? No, not necessary. We can get rid of it. All right, so there we go. Not important was the answer as well. I wonder if there's a bit of a lag between my talking and you guys. It seems like there is sometimes. And last one, and this one is a good one. This one is a good one because my students were always like, when should I use passive sentences? So now I'm going to give you a little bit of a rule. What's a good time? So we talked, so anytime you have those 4 rules, you can use a passive sentence. But I want to give you a little bit more just because sometimes it's appropriate. It's a good idea to use passive sentences, and sometimes it's not a good idea. It's not bad, it's just weird. So let me give you a few rules which will help you. So take a look at that one there. Rule number 5. When we want to sound more formal, correct. For example, when you're writing in the news, when you read the newspaper, it's kind of formal, right? You're going to see some passive sentences. When you're academic writing, you want to sound more formal. You could use some passive sentences. If you were giving a tour, you wouldn't say someone built this place, but you could say this house was built by. So again, you're also giving a tour. So of course we have the grammar reasons, but we also have the situation, the scenarios, the other reasons as well, why we use them. Okay, and we're doing pretty good here. All right, so that's the kind of thing. Oh sorry, and I forgot one. There's 2 rules here. When we want to sound more formal, and the other one, and polite would be the second answer. So we want to sound more formal. That's the first rule. And the other one is when you want to sound more polite. So for example, how can I give a good example? So I can say 2 ways. So let's see, what's a good example of being polite? I'm a Canadian, so we're good at being polite. And we do this, we use passive sentences. There we go, Peter's got it. Mistakes were made by politicians. That's a good one. So I could say, you gave me the wrong paper, so I don't know, so I missed the deadline. Do you know what I mean? So you gave me the wrong paper, so I was late. Okay? That's the rude way, right? This one is kind of rude because I say, you gave me the wrong paper. You did it, man. You screwed me up. So the polite way would be, I was given. And we don't say who, and we just say, I was given the wrong paper. So I was late. Who gave it to you? Well, it could have been you, but I'm not going to say it because I'm a polite Canadian. So we can also use passive sentences to be more polite. Smiley face. There we go. So you're more polite. So this is a good lesson in how to be Canadian because we try to avoid blaming people. So we could say, I was given the wrong paper, right? Does that make sense? So when you want to be polite, use a passive sentence because you will avoid blaming someone. Does that make sense? Okay, there we go. Impersonal passive, there we go. All right, so let's do a quick one here. And how do we make it? I think you guys know that by this time. So go ahead, give me the formula. How do we make a passive sentence? Give me the rules that we need to do. So we need a subject, of course. And then what do we need? And then what do we need? And then what do we need? Let's do the full form of the passive, not the short one. And you guys can do that. And then I got a few which I'll try to trick you with here as well. So what do you think? So first we need our subject, yep. And then what do we put after our subject? Always the, waiting for it, who's got it? All right, I'm going to do it. Be verb. So then we need the be verb, of course. So I am, he is, he was. Okay, so we got subject, and then our be verb. And then what do we need? Yeah, verb, but again, it's always the be verb, Nihal. Remember that. It's always got to be the be verb when you use passive sentences. Every time. You got to use the be verb first, and then you can use other ones. Sveta, thank you. Past participle, awesome. PP, exactly. Maybe later. And of course, we always need, we don't need it, but it's good grammar to use it. And then we need our preposition by, right? So we always use by, but we can delete it, right, with the other information. And then by our object. But again, remember, we're always switching those subjects and those objects. There we go. Nihal's got it. Awesome. All right, so let's do a little challenge here. Let's play good or bad. Here's a sentence. Tell me, is it good or is it bad? And if it's not good, change it. Make it a good sentence. So are these sentences good or bad? I was built this house. Sounds like something students say sometimes. So you tell me, are they good or bad? Bad. Gertruda says bad. Oscar says bad. Okay. Everyone bad. So what should it be? What should the answer be? So I was built this house is not right. What did this person do? Or what did they forget to do? Because everyone knows it's wrong. So what could I say? Yeah, I agree. Jerome, you're right. It is wrong. Jack says wrong. This house was almost essay. You forgot one little thing. It's not a D. It's a T because we need a past participle. And fortunately, there we go. Gertrudis has got it. Or Lolly could do it the normal way, right? You could go back and do it normal. You can say, I built this house. I built this house would be cool. That would be good. But if you said this, but again, even Gertrudis, your answer, that one's a bit weird. Because remember when I said my, it's kind of like my house, the house, my house, they're kind of similar. And because you have I and my or the, which are similar, we probably wouldn't use that in a passive sentence. So I agree with Lolly's. It's probably the best. I built this house. Okay, does that make sense? Because we never say, my house was built by me. We never say that. And we also never say, the house was built by me. Because kind of the and my, they're kind of similar in this situation. So both of those would be weird. All right, let's try another one. Yes, correct. You guys are right. I built the house. All right, Jack's already on it. His shoes were found. His shoes was found on the ground by his friend. Little mistake here. Jack's already on it. He's got it. Correct answer should be his shoes were found. So because of shoes with an S, you got to use were, no was. All right, let me do the last one here. Let's go to the last one, and you guys go ahead and try that one. There we go. The teacher asked me to be taken to jail because I didn't do my homework. Good or bad? What do you think? A little bit different now, right? You can see it's in a different spot. And I'll do that one last. Okay, so what do you guys think? Good or bad? The teacher asked me to be taken to jail because I didn't do my homework. Nihal says bad. What do you guys think? Good question. Passive, okay. So you can see there's a passive right here. But is it good or bad? Can I do that? Is it a good sentence or a bad sentence? What do you guys think? Alex, a little less sure. Jerome says yes. Pilar says wrong. Jerome says right. Lolly says bad. Oh, sweet. A little bit of controversy. Finally, a little controversy. So the correct answer is, that one is correct. There's no problem. So what did I do? It's good. The teacher asked me to be taken by the police. Sveta's got it. Jerome's got it. Nice, you guys were on it. So I can put a passive sentence anywhere. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of the sentence. I can put it after the to here, right over there. You can't see it, but so that's okay as well. The teacher asked, no. The teacher asked me to be taken to jail by the police, or to be taken by the police to jail. So both are okay, no problem. You can put it in both spots. So there you go, something new. You can use it after to as well. It doesn't have to be the first verb. It can be another verb as well. Last one. Here we go. Fooled ya. There we go. And last one. Can these sentences be changed into passives? If no, why not? So here we go. So let's start with this one. Yesterday I slept. Can you change that to a passive sentence? Number 2, last week I was happy. Can you change that to a passive sentence? And number 3, the police killed Goofy, the end of the story. Can you change that to a passive sentence? So we got number 1, number 2, and number 3. What can you do with those ones? All right, essay, Jerome, nice. You guys are on it. I think you got it. Correct. Number 1, you cannot, because there's only a subject. Let me resume on that. Because you only have a subject and a verb, you cannot make a passive sentence. You need, I killed the man. You need subject, verb, object. But that's only subject and verb, so you can't make a passive sentence. You always need the switch, right? You need the subject and the object to the switch. So number 2, impossible. Number 2, last week I was happy. That's nice. Can you do it with number 2? Pilar says no. Sveta says no for number 2. Nihal says no. Gertrudis no. Yep. And again, same thing. Subject, verb, object. I killed the man. That's okay. The man was killed, right? But happy is an adjective. It's not an object, so you can't do anything. You have subject, verb, adjective. But if you wanted to switch it, you would need some noun there. And the last one, the police killed Goofy. What about number 3? Number 3, Sveta says you can change. Pilar says yes. I think that's the answer. So again, the police killed, subject, verb, object. The police killed Goofy. Boom. Goofy was killed by. Done. No problem. Okay, so there you go. There's a rule. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes you can't. If you want to do it, you're going to need those 3 things. So let's go ahead here. And if you look down, if you guys are kind of not used to this, I've given you a past participles list at the bottom of the paper. So you have to use all the verbs in this orange column here if you want to do that. Okay? You're going to need those if you're going to do passives. So let's do a little bit of fun questions with passives, and then I'll get you guys to write your own. So let's do a few questions before we start writing our own passive sentences. Let's see here. Let's try this one. And you have to use, so when you're writing it, I would like you to, so answer these questions using passive sentences. All right, so here we go. Let's start with number 4 here. Good question. Here we go. Number 4, what was the best birthday present you were ever given? So you were given by someone, by your mother, by your father, something like that. And why was it so great? So give us an answer for that one there. What was the best birthday present you were ever given, and why was it so great? Present continuous, passive is the most difficult. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, I have another activity where we usually do, so this is just the introduction to the passive. If you guys want, the next time, I could potentially do another one. Let me show you what else I got here. Because another activity we do with the passives, which would be more challenging for Vladimir here, is this one. It's a lot harder, but it's useful. And I've put all of them together, which is a lot more challenging. So basically you take all these sentences, someone cleans my room, someone is cleaning my room, and then you change them into the passive sentence. So that would be something maybe useful we can do on another time. But today was just a bit of an introduction. But that's a little bit more challenging, right? Because if you're having trouble with the present continuous passive, my room is being cleaned by someone at the moment, there's a lot of be verbs. So Vladimir, the quick answer is, if you're doing any continuous grammar, you're going to have two be verbs, right? And the first be verb will be your tense, your normal time, and the second be verb will usually be, that ing, and it will be that ing. So your first be verb is always the time, all right, past, present, future, and your second be verb will always be an ing when you're doing continuous. All right, so here we go. Let's see a few of yours. Yeah, it would be a useful one. Maybe we can do that one on another time. Or we could do it right now if you want. Everybody seems okay with that. What do you guys got? What is one of the best birthday presents you were ever given, and why was it so awesome? No answers here? All right, well, let's see here. I guess we could do that. All right, you guys seem to be in the mood for a challenge, so why don't we do that? Why don't we just do the other lesson, and we'll just do the beginning of it. Oh, here we go. Got an answer here. I was given my smartphone by my mother on my birthday, and it was great because I can take it with me everywhere and stay connected with my family and friends. Boom, there we go. Nice answer. Best birthday present I was ever given? Ooh, good question. I don't know. That's a great one. I'm not sure. Can't think that far back. Probably a stereo or something when I was a kid. I got some music system. I thought it was pretty awesome at the time. Okay, what else we got? Let's throw another question in there. This one's good. Let's try number 6. This one might be more interesting for you guys. What is one interesting holiday which is celebrated by people from your country? Explain it. Okay, nice one, a little bit more cultural. Tell me about a particular holiday that you guys celebrate here. Maybe in Vancouver, it's funny, I'll show you an interesting one. In Vancouver, we actually have a day called Cannabis Day. And if you don't know cannabis, that's another day. That's another way to say marijuana. And this is something that's going to be legal in October, and it's called Cannabis Day. And you can see in Vancouver, people just go out on the street and they smoke and they have flags, and it's a big thing, and you can actually smoke downtown. It's pretty crazy. So that's one interesting festival. For those people who like smoking, that's one thing you can do. Boom, happy Cannabis Day. Okay, so that's an interesting one, because all the Canadian festivals are pretty normal, right? Canada Day, blah blah blah. So that one's unique, so I thought I'd share that one with you. All right, here we go. Javier, I was given a house by your girlfriend, like a birthday house. Here's your house. That's quite the gift. Gertruda's, the best birthday gift that I was given was a trip to Egypt for my daughter and me, of course. Very nice. Okay, very nice. Pilar, I was given a flight F-L-I-G-H-T ticket by my best friend. That's a cool friend. Very nice, giving you a ticket. That's awesome. And then go ahead and do the next one as well. What do you think about what's one interesting holiday that you guys have? And maybe we can do this one as an activity as well. Let's switch this up, because let's keep this thread about going on holidays. What I'll get you guys to do is this. Oops, let's get off of Cannabis Day already. All right, so Mariam, the best gift was a painting. A painting which was given to... The best gift was a painting which was given to me by my daughter, because she drew, D-R-E-W. Okay, there we go. Very nice. All right, so here's what we'll do. Let's switch this up and let's go. What I'd like you guys to do is I would like you to search online interesting facts about My country. And of course, you choose your country name. And because a lot of this information will have passive sentences. So search interesting facts about Brazil. Search interesting facts about Venezuela. Search interesting facts about wherever you guys are from. And go ahead and find some information, and let's use it in a passive sentence. And if it's not in a passive sentence, you guys can, oh, Judith, thank you so much. Judith is awesome. She's just donated $20 for the lesson. We appreciate that, Judith. That's coffee for me and Kareem. We love that. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do is do that. So let's go interesting. Oh, this was your 36 and 24 live class. You're welcome, Judith. It's my pleasure. My pleasure hanging out with you guys, helping you guys to improve your English. So thank you very much. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been doing a few classes. I've been around for a while now, quite a few. Hopefully you guys aren't sick of me. So let's go interesting facts about Canada. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for a few facts here. And if the fact is not in a passive sentence, I'm going to try to put it into a passive sentences. And I'd like you guys to do the same thing. Go off and search for some interesting facts about your country, and then bring them into the chat, because some of them will be pretty interesting, some of them will be unusual. So let's take a look at that. Facts slides, 52 facts about Canada. Let's see what you didn't know about Canada. There's a lot here. Give me some facts here. Yes, asked me to be taken. Yes, correct. All right, where are we going here? Let's find some interesting facts about Canada. 154. Okay, that's a lot. All right, what can we find here? That's not working. Weird facts. There we go. Let's try weird facts. 30 weird facts about Canada to prove that it's the most interesting country ever. So I don't believe that, so let's find out. Oh, here we go. Number 1, fact 1. A is a valid English word in the Oxford Dictionary. Okay, so if you didn't know, Canadians always say A, like, oh, it's pretty good, eh? So it's kind of like right, like R-I-G-H-T, but we just kind of like tag it on the end of the sentence there. So that's one we often use. A, it's valid in the dictionary. Okay, so there we go. What else we got here? Canada only got its own flag 100 years after it became a country. Okay, 1965. Number 2, part of Canada is on Mars. Kind of. A crater on the planet was named. Boom, passive sentence. A crater on the planet was named after the town of Gander, NFL, in honor of its efforts in research. So part of it, so Canada was named, there's a part of it named on a crater in Mars. Okay, there we go. What else we got here? Okay, we got that. Here we go, number 5. So if you didn't know, Santa Claus is actually Canadian. And you can write a letter in, well, think about it, he's got red and he's got white. What country is that? I guess he could be Japanese, but I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. I guess he could be Swiss as well, but we got the North Pole. So you can write a letter in any language and send it to the North Pole, H0HOHO, Canada, and you will receive a letter back from Santa. There you go. So if you didn't know that, you can send him a letter and he's going to get back to you. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. Some of the world's most popular superheroes were conceived by, so again, created by, conceived by Canadian minds, including Superman and Wolverine. I didn't know Superman was created by a Canadian guy, but the Wolverine, I knew Wolverine was Canadian. It's, if you read the comic books, you'll figure that out eventually. All right, what else we got? Let's do one more here. Number 11 says, let's see, here we go. Oh, let's look at number 12. 20% of the world's fresh water is in Canada, and it has more lakes than any other country. So there you go. Not much of a surprise there, right? What did you guys find on your search? So Gertruda says one here. The Dominican Republic was chosen, C-H-O-S-E-N, Chosen, I think you want to use as here. Chosen as one of the favorite places for a honeymoon last year. Okay, so there you go, a little fact about that. What else did you guys find there with passive in it? Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so here's one for you if you guys didn't know this one. It says here, as much as Canadians love hockey, it's actually not the national sport. Lacrosse is actually the national sport. So if you guys don't know what lacrosse is, it's this one here. Lacrosse. It's a national sport. All right, so there we go. Okay, so I think that's about it. I think we've given you guys a little introduction if you've never seen it before for passive. So maybe we'll stop it at this for today. Unless you guys have any more. Did you guys find any interesting facts about your country that you can throw into the chat? Because I think that's about it for me on my end. Anyways, if you guys haven't done this before, this is kind of a good introduction for it. And then the other thing you can try is start doing harder passive sentences. So you can use this. Make sure you always use a past participle when you're making your sentence there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So this document is here. Most of the answers are here. Let's change that. So follow this guide, and this will help you to understand when you can use passive sentences and how you should use them and how you can make them. There's the link right there, so you guys can use it anytime. So I think that's probably it. We're going to call it a little bit early today. Batter, you need to have a birthday party. Are you from Saudi Arabia by any chance? Because I heard in Saudi Arabia they don't have, you guys, if you're from Saudi Arabia, they don't have birthday parties there, which I thought was kind of shocking. You know, everybody should have some kind of party sometime, right? It's just kind of like a nice thing to celebrate that that person's alive. So have a birthday party, man. I would come to your birthday party, Batter. All right, guys, so I think that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Send me some requests because I'm here. I'm back on Thursday, so if you guys have a topic that you'd like me to deal with, I definitely will. Judith, big shout out. Thank you again. We always appreciate you and your contributions. You keep us caffeinated and coming back for more. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you. I'm back on Thursday, so yeah, we'll catch you then. Have a great time, and see you later. Bye-bye.